Why is this called the Action Trippin Ballscast? Well, it is called that because we trip balls to keep writing about video games. That's really the only way to do it. And I had to come up with some catchy way to involve Action Trip into the title. I am Carrie Honey. I am the current senior editor for actiontrip.com. And with me, as always, is editor-in-chief Uroš Pavlović.
Hello. Once again, I'm happy to be here. I am Uroš Pavlović. Even I have difficulties pronouncing my name in English. But Vader is always easier for people, so I guess I'm Vader, the editor-in-chief of actiontrip.com. And it's, well, I think we can say it's been a nice week, you know, looking back, right? Gaming-wise.
What, just because Destiny is out? That's why it's a nice week?
Well, I didn't mention Destiny. You know, you just did that on purpose. It's some form
it's overtaken my Twitter feed.
Well, yeah. It's amazing that most of your friends play it and you don't.
Yeah, I mean, Blake, he got up at 4 a.m. to play The Taken King this morning, and he and Chris finished it. And I think that, well, they finished the story campaign part of it before he went into work this morning. And then I have some streamer friends who started the stream at 4 a.m. and they're still streaming it all day. So I guess no one cares about Forza 6. That's also out today.
So Chris and Blake, they already finished the story.
They already finished the story.
Okay, I give up.
Yeah, so which I was like, well, that's underwhelming. And he's like, oh, no, there's tons of content to do. I'm like, okay, well, but see, I'm a story gamer, so that's underwhelming for me.
How many hours is that if they already finished it? I mean,
well, see, they started at 4 a.m. and then Blake had to be at work at what, 8 a.m. So between three and a half hours of content. That's what I'm guessing.
Just for like comparison, The Witcher 3 is gonna have. I'm sure it's a different type of game. Like the main game is like over, what is it, like 150 to 200 hours? The story.
If you do all the side quests, I think the story
yeah.
alone is about 60 or 70.
So compare that with, but just like the upcoming expansion pack, which they announced recently, is gonna have 10 hours of additional content. That's single player, and that's on top of the, what is it, 13 free DLC 16. So, well, yeah, those guys really they really know how to win the crowd. I'll say that.
Well, I mean, I guess at least from with Destiny, from what I've heard, is that they have officially accepted the fact that it is an MMO. And so they're going to be having, you know, more raids and things like that. So there will still be plenty of content. People just want to go shooty, bang, bang through the game. I will most likely get to Destiny. I did promise Blake that I would play. I have a feeling I'm going to be with Destiny like how I was with Halo. I avoided Halo for so long, so I couldn't take the fanboys. And I realized that I'm feeling that same way with Destiny. It's just, for me, if something's like overly popular at the outset, I lose interest in a hurry. And with Halo, I never expected to like Halo because the fanboyism was so rabid. I figured it was like another Call of Duty, like just shooty, bang, bang. There's not much to it, and Halo is different. Now, I have a feeling maybe also Destiny may not have that because it doesn't really have that story, from what I've heard. But, you know, but then again, a game I've been playing hardcore this last week doesn't have much of a story either, but I've been having a whole lot of fun with it. So we'll see. But Destiny is actually not our topic of the week, even though that is like kind of the topic of the day since Taken King did come out. Review copies went out yesterday. And I think it's because Activision did that again because they released review copies late for Destiny the first time because it is a they refused to call it MMO at the time, but it is a multiplayer game, and so they don't want the reviewers to be playing playing the game by themselves or with just a few reviewer friends. They want people to experience it the way it's supposed to be with everybody involved. So I think that's what they're doing again with the Taken King.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, I did play with I did play with Blake like around 3 to 4 hours maybe during the weekend. So we got a taste of some of the cosmetic changes, some of the economic changes. You get to sample some new weapons, but I have no idea what the story is like, and because that was also always important to me in any game. I have no idea what it looks like. Judging from the trailer, the cinematic that was released, which is pretty good. There is supposed to be a lot of stuff going on, but so far Destiny hasn't managed to reel me in story-wise, like at all, because there's just not enough being said. The characterization sucks. You just see these cool characters, but you don't know anything about them, and I've mentioned that a bunch of times. But
and yet you can't stop playing it, so there's got to be something there.
Yeah, of course, because I'm hooked on the mechanics. I'm hooked on the whole multiplayer and kind of like it almost feels like is a strongly co-op oriented game, because the strikes and most of the multiplayer matches that you play that aren't like team versus team, they feel like that the co-op is the essential part. You resurrect your teammates all the time. You have to position. You have to do some like on the spot tactics. And that all of that depends on how well you play in terms of the weapons you have and how well you use them. And it's similar to Halo. The mechanics are definitely similar to Halo, and that's why they're good. It's Bungie.
Well,
right?
I mean, the aliens move the exact same way as the Sengay do
in
in Halo.
They are doing
so,
the fallen and the
they
hive.
at least like the alien characteristics. But anyway, as I said earlier, and then we got derailed again off of fucking Destiny, is that Destiny is not our topic of the week. Topic of the week is there was an Apple press event last week, which I did watch because I was very curious if Apple would have anything that would make me want to go back to maybe their iPhone or their iPad. I still use a MacBook. Viewers will be pleased to know that I'm not using my MacBook right now. I did, upgrade, get a webcam for my PC. So stop bitching about my poor MacBook's webcam. But they didn't have anything really about upcoming MacBooks. It was mostly about the iPad, and I was like, well, am I going to regret getting my Surface? And the answer is no. Their iPad Pro still doesn't have what I need, mainly a USB port. That knows nothing in the iPhone that got me. But one thing that they did bring up in interest of gaming was that they introduced the new Apple TV, which the Apple TV in the past has been a way of streaming like your Netflix, your Hulu, and things like that, bringing that directly to your TV. Well, now they have added kind of a gaming component to it. And right after the press conference was over, my inbox was inundated with press releases from various publishers saying, hey, guess what? This upcoming game is going to be Apple TV compatible. Most of it is the games that are already iOS compatible. The first one coming to mind is Skylanders Superchargers. Now, the Skylanders games have been iOS compatible since, I don't think since Swap Force, but I know since Trap Team. So it's not that surprising, but I guess it is surprising that it's almost like Apple, this is their way of saying, hey, we want to really get into this console business, because they're like any iOS games are compatible. So they were showing frickin' Crossy Road, which if you don't know what that is, my 7-year-old's addicted to it. And it's basically a never-ending Frogger game. It is a Frogger copycat that is a never-ending game.
Yeah, I think I saw it.
So they're playing Crossy Road, like, this is like the best game ever. I was like, what is wrong with you people? And they were really kind of positioning this as this will be the future of console gaming, which is interesting because, the Xbox and the PlayStation have already had these elements of, adding in the streaming services. And at least one thing that they have that Apple TV does not is Amazon Prime, because I know Apple and Amazon will never agree to share their stuff. But
right.
but now Apple's like, oh, but any iOS game you can now stream it. So it just seems to me like there's so many companies out there coming up with their console killer, like oh yeah, because that's done so well. And now the Steam Machine, they're wanting to be the next
What
console
are they?
killer.
I mean, sorry to interrupt, but
No.
have you heard anything else other than like Skylanders mentioned? Something that's like more towards hardcore like games, hardcore gaming.
Oh, you don't think that Crossy Road and
No, that
Skylanders?
won't cut it. That won't cut it. No,
Okay.
definitely not.
Okay. Well, let me pull up my email because it was kind of reminding me of when Apple Watch was first announced. I was inundated with press releases like, we got this new game for Apple Watch. Like, oh, it is so amazing how much I do not care about playing games on my watch. And yes, I am a smartwatch. Yeah. You like my N7 game face? My watch
I
face?
did. Yes,
Isn't that
yes.
awesome? So, let's see. Okay, hold on.
I mean, there must be something else. I'm thinking if they want to make their own mark, you're right.
Yeah,
And
it's
the
just
gaming market, it's come on, Skylanders.
okay. Telltale, The Walking Dead is going to be
Okay, that's
Apple
better.
TV.
That's better. And
So,
that's also good. That's also a good choice. It's a good format.
right. Well, I mean, but that's another one that's already on iOS, so it kind of makes sense. And like they even have like their own little controller to use. Like I don't know if you can tap in your iPad to use as a controller, but they also have like their own little controller that you use kind of as a TV remote, and it also be used for the Apple TV gaming.
What's it look like? I mean, is it like
it looked like a remote. So, but of course, all I can think of is, yes, because I need another controller in my house to run something else.
Yeah, it's gonna look weird. It's gonna look like an overload of peripherals, and I mean,
right?
It's too much, if you ask me.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that Apple has there was some really original game concepts for games that are on iPhone and iPad. I mean, when you think of like games like Monument Valley, and that those are amazing. So in a sense, they did kind of prove themselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because those are games that have something unique about them. They have like cool, slick design, well thought out gameplay. That's important, and that's how you get your fans. You don't get them by franchise milkage and movie-based, cartoon-based titles and overload them. That won't cut it for gamers. People, well, gamers want games. That has always been, so if they want to lure those people in, they're gonna have to work harder, definitely. But it's good. I think it's a good thing. It can be a good thing. I mean, if we disregard the stupid remote. I mean,
like
a remote as a controller, that's a bad idea right there.
I mean, my son will like it because he does play a lot of iPad games. I don't play. Ever since I got my Surface, I haven't plugged in my iPad in months, so it's probably dead somewhere. But I mean, he will like it. He will play games on there. I guess I'm personally not seeing the point because I already have some hardcore game consoles. Why do I want what Apple has? So, but it seems to like they're trying to like, yes, we have this Apple TV that you can stream everything. People already know our name, and now we're going to try to court the casuals, and this way who already play iPad and iPhone games. Bring them in this way. It may be more appealing to parents, for Skylanders, because maybe they don't want to. What's wrong with my throat? They don't want to, get a game console for Skylanders. Well, and now why do they need to if it's, on Apple TV? So that maybe I see it more as appealing to families with younger kids, but
yeah, you're probably right. Yeah. Do you think that's like the specific market there or their target audience, or for the time being?
Well, the fact that they showed Skylanders and Crossy Road at this conference, I'm going to say yes.
Yes, yeah. Well, but something may be born out of this. Something good, in the long run. It could be a good effort. because again, if I'm saying that if you see people making games like Monument Valley, then it could be a good thing. As I said, like Walking Dead is a pretty good example because it has like a TV format. TV, it's almost like you're watching a series.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a very, it can lure people in who are not pro gamers, or strictly speaking, teenagers or kids, or people like us who are used to just playing games all the time.
I tell you what, if we decide that we're going to upgrade our Apple TV, because we do have an Apple TV and it's on its last leg. It's one of the originals, so I mean, it hasn't been supported in years, and it's struggling. So, we talked about upgrading it. I don't know if we'll get like this new fancy thing, but if we do, I tell you what, I am going to play some Tiny Tower on my TV and annoy the shit out of my family.
And that also may be part of their plan. The fastest way to annoy your family, just turn on your Apple TV.
Or I could play my Mortal Kombat card game.
Why does that have something annoying about it? I mean, like sound effects or
no, but like people really want to watch me play a card game on TV.
Well, I mean, I can be supportive enough. I guess I'll subscribe and log in or whatever if you want to stream that stuff.
Watch me frantically tap my screen as I try to do these random moves to get the next gold card.
When I say subscribe and watch, you do understand that it's going to be like on, and I'll be just playing something else in the background. But that's as supportive as I get.
Yeah.
Still, it's I don't know. I'm actually not sure if that's what they want. Is their goal? Is this just like another gimmick to them? To Apple?
Could be.
Oh, we can do this, and we have money, and let's just do this. Or is it like a serious effort? Because I mean, those guys are definitely not idiots.
I think it's partly a gimmick. I mean, they're still claiming, they would still put up numbers like we have, tens of thousands of games versus other handhelds have blah 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 blah. I'm like, okay, well, isn't like 2/3 of that match 3 copycat games? I mean, come on, like. Okay, so maybe Nintendo or PlayStation doesn't have tens of thousands of games, but I will say that if you're going to go through quality and originality, the percentage is greatly in Nintendo and in PlayStation's favor over Apple. But so I just think this is most likely another way of them trying to capitalize on, there's a ton of iOS and Apple games, and and they're really capitalizing on playing games on your watch, which I don't get. I mean, I love my watch, but seriously, I'm not gonna sit here and be tapping.
No. I mean, playing games on your wrist it just seems like there's something wrong with you, right? That doesn't seem like a winner to me.
Yeah.
Can I just ask you something really quick?
Mm-hmm.
Why is Kingdom Hearts 2.8 the disappointment of the week?
Because fucking Square Enix, man.
Yeah, well,
all right.
That was kind of a tiny theme in our last week's vidcast, if you remember. We did mention Square Enix in a unfortunately in a disappointing context.
Yeah, man, but at least with that was with one of their third-party developers. This is in-house, and basically at Tokyo Game Show, Square Enix has announced a Kingdom Hearts 2.8. I'm just like, motherfucker, because they came out with 2.5, the second half-assed remastered edition of the Kingdom Hearts. And so 2.8, what it is that they are just like, oh yeah, by the way, we did do a 3DS game, so now we're going to remaster that and just kind of bring that in, and we're going to throw in a movie that's going to tie in some background information for an upcoming mobile game, and we're going to throw in a second like a little mini episode that connects Birth by Sleep with Kingdom Hearts 3, and I think they actually called it 0.2 Birth by Sleep, a fragmentary passage. I'm like, oh my gosh, you guys and your names. It's got to be a joke by now.
It sure sounds like that. I'm not
So,
sure
I
where
mean,
they're
so they've
going with it.
announced this for, I think, next year, and
Uh-huh.
it's going to be for the PlayStation 4. Now,
Mhm.
the 1.5 and the 2.5 remastered editions are on the PlayStation 3. They still haven't said if they're going to redo those on the PlayStation 4, but now I'm wondering if they're going to. And if they are, why do a 2.8? Why not just, I don't fucking know. Instead of doing a 2.5, make that like a 2.9 and then tack it in all together if they're going to have, be ridiculous like this.
It sounds like they're building up to something, but all I'm getting is weird numbers and weird names there, and not a lot of people are happy about it. I
They're
mean, you're
building
certainly not the first person I've heard complain about this. Like, what the hell?
they're building up to Kingdom Hearts 3, and really what Square Enix has done with Kingdom Hearts is that when they came out with the first one, I don't think they were expecting it to be as beloved as it was.
Yeah.
And then they decided to cash in real quick and do a spin-off on the Game Boy Advance. So then they did Chain of Memories. And then because those were so popular, like, okay, we have to do a sequel, but shit, we got to keep it all together. So they did their best to figure out a way to tie in
But why is this
Chain
just
of
like
Memories.
money grabbing, or I mean, just because that's how it looks?
I think it's part of it's money grabbing because they're trying to get their brand out on as many devices as possible.
Or
Now,
are they trying to like keep the people, still hooked on the franchise in general, so they could like never forget to they could be just like reminded of Kingdom Hearts constantly. They don't want to
no, I don't
leave,
believe that at all. I believe they're using it as different hooks to get in
Mhm.
to get on different platforms to bring in more people into Kingdom Hearts. And one feature I wish I had wrote that I never did, and that would be to compare where Kingdom Hearts story has gone to the prequels of Star Wars, because I
That doesn't
strongly
sound good.
because I strongly believe that what Kingdom Hearts has done, they did it with Birth by Sleep, and they really did it with Ray Coded, because Ray Coded was split up into two parts, and you can tell when they get to the second part how they were like, shit, we need to have this connect to a
Mm.
story, because then suddenly it shifted gears to something totally different. But one thing I noticed with Star Wars with Episode 3 was that the Episode 3, there was a whole lot of, because before then there was like, how does this all connect from what we know of 4, 5, and 6? And then when they did their trailer for Episode 3, what they did was they had Sir Alec Guinness's Obi-Wan talking to Luke that first time, and
Yeah,
everything he was saying, they were doing flashes to Episode 3, and that
and
was
Anakin. Yeah.
yeah, and
Yeah,
that
I
was
remember that
clearly
trailer.
a see, I knew what I was doing all along. This is all adds up. I'm like, no, you have shoehorned this in. And I really believe that Kingdom Hearts has done that same thing. They have been trying, they had this thing started like, well, we need to make this all fit. So then they've put in Birth by Sleep and everything else to succeed. We knew what we were doing all along. We fit this all in. Like, no, you didn't.
Yeah, but again, it all boils down to the same sentiment, right? Which is that it's not really, that it's unnecessary. People want to play Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah, and I think the thing
I
with
mean,
Kingdom
let's
Hearts
just
3
face the
is that
facts.
they didn't know where to go with Kingdom Hearts 3.
Well, that's no excuse.
Okay, well, I'm not excusing it. I'm just explaining my theories. They did not know where to go
Yeah,
to Kingdom
yeah,
Hearts 3, and they also knew that they wanted to cash in on some other spin-offs with 358 Days by 2, and then Birth by Sleep, and then they wanted to finish up Ray Coded and get all that tied in. And then with the 3DS came out, they wanted to put their support to Nintendo because they've done, a Game Boy Advance, a DS game, so now they're going to do a 3DS game. So they did Dream Drop Distance. And Dream Drop Distance, honestly, probably could have been a uh, a real Kingdom Hearts 3, and it's mainly because it just at the very end of Kingdom Hearts 2, um, the Riku and Sora get a letter from King Mickey and you don't know what it is. Well, Ray Coded explains what's in that letter. And then Dream Drop Distance picks up where the two of them go to test to become Keyblade Masters. Well, why couldn't that have been Kingdom Hearts 3? So obviously they're going to go in a different direction with Kingdom Hearts 3, which I think is going to take in what they do at the end of Dream Drop Distance when they become Keyblade Masters to what happened at the end of Birth by Sleep, which kicked off the whole Kingdom Hearts saga. And they're going to make this big old thing in with Kingdom Hearts 3. So they were trying to build up to it, and I think they keep going back to the drawing board, so they keep delaying it and delaying it and delaying it, and that's why it's still not out. And so I guess to appease fans that, hey, we haven't forgotten about you, we're still doing this franchise, here's 2.8.
You know what? It sounds to me like you really should be part of the development team. You seem to know like a lot about this. There's a lot of research behind this and practice, isn't there?
I haven't researched in that I've read a thing about it. It's just from playing the
That's what I mean.
And the games take like 80, 90 hours to do, so
again. That's more time than you spent like with Colin or Geralt. Like in general.
That was very true. And of course, the saddest thing with this disappointment of the week, I fucking know I'm going to get 2.8. And then when they re-announce that they're going to do 1.5 and 2.5, and then we'll do it together. It'll be separately for PS4. I'll be doing that too because I like to make things together because I have a problem.
I think they're counting on that. I think they're counting on you having a problem, and I think they're counting because the community has always been strong. With Kingdom Hearts, that has a huge fan base still.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So I'm now that I think about it, not at all surprised with that. Should we?
It's still a disappointment. So let's go on to something that's cool.
Yeah.
And that is the Vanishing of Ethan Carter, which I started playing this week. It's a nice little diversion from Mad Max. Haven't played very much into it, and it's one of those. It's an exploration game.
Yeah.
That where like you don't really know what you're exploring just yet, but when you explore, the story unlocks as you get there, and so that you find out more about what you're doing the more that you explore and go through things. I always say that if I get one more jump scare, I am quitting the game because I had 3 in the first 10 minutes. I'm like, okay, I can't handle this. I can't handle this super quiet, and all of a sudden this trap just falls down and it almost kills me. And
yeah, but you must have known or read about it at least prior to your time with the game that it has like something or paranormal like activities are there and there.
I did not read anything about it, but I've already come across some paranormal stuff that's like, okay, something weird is going on that I need to explore.
Yeah, and since it's first person, you can expect jump scares. I mean,
don't like it.
You should try and you should finally try and overcome those fears.
No.
Kara. It's time.
Mm-mm.
Come on.
No.
You can like expand to a whole new range of fun.
No. I'm a big baby. I don't like being scared. I don't like, and I startle so easily. So when these things happen, I mean, it's not like, oh, that was kind of scary.
People don't.
It's literally, I literally do that, and so. Yeah, I don't like it. That's why I don't watch horror movies. I don't like horror stuff on TV.
I never watch horror movies. It's a totally different experience to me to playing like Resident Evil or some of the older, survival horror games like Silent Hill and stuff. To me, it's always like the atmosphere, the suspense, and the fact that it's happening to you and you have to survive and stuff and you have to save ammo and oh my god, so that was always cool to me.
Nope.
Okay, I'm not saying you should enjoy it, but maybe I know that maybe you're slowly working your way towards, let's just put it that of like overcoming this.
Yeah, no. I haven't had problems playing Telltale's The Walking Dead. So I played.
Well, yeah, okay. I admit, yeah, that game has a lot of creepy, scary moments in it, and it gets violent and ugly and cruel, and it's all part of the experience. But yeah, it can be like a shocker and very, very like sad at the same time. Still, it's one of the most. I think it's one of the most one of the games that I like highly recommend to people because it's so I don't know I feel so maturely written
Yeah.
in the sense it's clearly people who know how to create characters uh, with emotional depth and situations where the truth is if you watch the Honest trailer for this game as they put it, which is an obvious truth definitely, is that it mostly boils down to choosing right versus wrong, or sometimes the world is gray. It's not all black and white, so you have to do something bad in order for the whole group to stay alive. Blah blah blah. And those choices, like on a moral, scale, and that stuff like that, is interesting because it really motivates you to get. You get immersed in the game, and it motivates you to go on, and that's very rare in games. It's why the series is good. And I think that, for instance, like Vanishing of Ethan Carter, my old editor-in-chief recently, that was like one of the first games he played in like ages because he's been so out of touch with the gaming world. And he was like, oh my God, this is amazing. This is like such an original idea. And so those are games, I think.
Yes, they are games.
No. So that's proof that the indie scene has like most of the times better stuff to offer than the mainstream, stuff. That's just a fact. I mean, people are brave. They're brave.
I don't like being scared, man. I don't like it.
Well, you picked the wrong game, man. Let's talk about Destiny. You should be scared of Destiny. When you're not playing it, because man, once you're in there, you're never gonna be free. It's the worst drug on earth. It's like, I mean, I don't know. Okay, maybe the Taken King is gonna bring something totally different, and people are gonna start worshiping and loving that game. I mean, I know people who really like Destiny as it is, as it was, and I still can't understand why. I mean. I know why I'm hooked. I'm like hopeless, and sad and lonely. But I'm not sure if all people have the same problem. Is it a world full of lonely and depressed people? No, but seriously, I think that when we look at for like years, for instance, the year when Destiny came out. That was supposed to be the big game. That was supposed to be, the next step, next generation, multiplayer. Everything's in there. You're gonna love it. Well, we didn't. We're basically unfinished, and we're getting back to that topic again. Whereas on the indie scene, you had all these people, small groups of people trying to get their idea out, trying to, and now we're seeing the results of that.
Mm-hmm.
People are fed up of stuff like Destiny. Destiny is just another generic shooter. It uses the same damn AI we've seen like when Halo 1 came out. What is going on there? I mean, so you know what I'm saying.
Bungie likes that animation of the alien. I don't know what else to tell you.
I mean, I like it. It's I don't know. It's some probably fucked up nostalgia thing going on there. I really miss Master Chief or something. He's in there somewhere. I'm expecting a cameo any minute in Destiny. Master Chief is going to show up. So,
well, the Ghost is pretty much Guilty Spark 343. So.
Oh my God, the Ghost! There's no more Peter Dinklage. Man, that does weird things to me. The new voice. Yeah, the new voice is so shit.
Oh, poor Nolan.
I mean, it's because Peter Dinklage has a cool voice. It doesn't matter if he sounded like he was like on sedatives at the time. His voice has this, it almost like he has this presence. I don't know, maybe it's because of his character in Game of Thrones and we're used to that. But now I miss that because this new guy is, I don't know, he's trying, but it's just not the same. I get goosebumps every time, and all for the wrong reasons.
And talking to Chris when he was playing, and 2.0 came out, and he played with his brothers, and one of his brothers was like, "Oh my gosh, Drakebot sounds just like Guilty Spark 343," and Chris like, "Oh my gosh, he does," and he said it's because of the modularizations that they did to his voice, and he's like, "It sounds phoned in, just like Dinklage did." It's like, okay, well, if that sounds phoned in, just like the way Dinklage did, then that's not the voice actor's fault. That's the
no, I never said it was.
No. I'm just saying, but a lot of people did, and
but
that's the work of the audio director, I forget the recording director when he's giving cues, and so that's because Nolan North is an amazing voice actor, and I'm not talking about just his work with Nathan Drake, because he's done so much stuff. He's even done stuff that you wouldn't even know that's him, because he does actually have a range outside of his own voice.
I know you're right. You're right.
It's
but
just
I'm not saying
it's unfortunate.
Yeah, it is unfortunate, and it's obviously there's something screwed up going on in Bungie when it comes to audio in general, right? I mean, they've just messed that up.
Like, I don't know what they did to Marty O'Donnell.
Oh yeah, for instance, only like one of the best composers, on the gaming scene.
Yeah, and his Halo soundtracks just suck, man. Oh my god, I don't listen to those. Like,
yeah, we don't want that guy on this project. I mean, what can we get rid of him? So the whole stupid thing that happened to him, and the whole Dinklage situation. Again, I didn't mind Dinklage. I mean, I'm not saying that was the right solution, but now it's just the sort of the tone of his voice. It suited the character in a way. Like his voice just was meant to be that character. It was probably in somebody's mind when they were designing the character. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay, maybe they just did phone in the last minute. Let's just get rid of Dinklage. Here's the money, and pay him, and he'll just Skype this. I don't know, but it's worse now. Trust me, it's worse. Every time I want to turn his voice off, but I can't. I don't think it's possible. And I was talking to Blake about that as well. Why are we always veering towards Destiny? Is it my fault? It is.
That time it was your fault, because I mean, this is like our indie highlight segment, and you put one down.
Oh my god! And we talk about Destiny.
And Destiny is not an indie. That's nowhere close to an indie. Destiny is the opposite of an indie.
Yes, it is. It is completely. It's my fault because I've been playing it, and it's it's the center of attention now, I must admit. But back to the indie stuff. Yeah, I need to wrap up my review of Feist, so I'm nearly done with that. The one that's similar to Limbo, and a lot of people are just like pissed off just because it's similar to Limbo. I'm not pissed off because it's similar to Limbo. I'm pissed off because, kind of pissed off because it's kind of on the short side, and it's going well. It's instead of the puzzles and challenges building up, they're more or less based on the trial and error, So that's other than that, I've been playing Trine 3 a bit, which has co-op in it. I'm still just like looking to gather my friends to try it in co-op. It is a debatable thing. I mean, what happened to that game and their development team, which clearly poured a lot of money this time around. It was like a small indie team, and now they've invested a lot of money, and they got so much negative feedback for changing the environment, for making the switch from 2D to more 3D oriented, and that you can feel that in the gameplay. It's kind of clumsy. It's still a beautiful looking game. Like the art and animation is simply amazing, but I need more time with that one as well. And that did it. So Destiny again.
No. We're not going to discuss any more Destiny. I know you've been playing Destiny. I think we've beaten Destiny into the ground.
Well, once I've gone through the Taken King, I'm sure we'll talk about it more next week. Now that I'm done with the Metal Gear, it's I have to admit and that doesn't happen very often when I finish a review that I return to a game after reviewing it, and that happened with Metal Gear. Like been playing it some more.
Well, I've heard it's that good, so.
It is. It has like, if you want the ultimate, sneaking game, that's the game to have right now. Definitely, the mechanics are awesome. The AI is awesome. We talked about that last week. But the glitches you mentioned in the video you shared, there are so many glitches. A lot of them are like put in on purpose, and a lot of them are just like the game weirding out, which is fun anyway. There were no annoying glitches that would make you, that would like
nothing that was a game breaking.
No. There was this hilarious one I saw. PC Gamer published it, which was you can put a silencer on your RPG. Which is, if you can imagine, like firing a rocket launcher with a silencer. And then like an explosion. But you do need a silencer. Not on that one. That was a funny thing. So those kinds of bugs are fun. I think they're.
The glitch that I sent Udrosh was, or I told him about in our pre-show, was basically this guy was sneaking around top of a mountaintop and was zooming in on this tank convoy that was coming in, and Snake's horse is riding on top of the tank.
Yeah, because he left the horse in the road. So what happened was really bad collision detection, and the horse just whoop. Yeah, it climbed up on top of the tank.
The horse is gonna meet him there.
Yeah, the horse is ready. The horse has already mounted the convoy and is ready to begin the assault. And he's like, "Well, Snake, where the fuck are you, man?" I'm so in this. Where the fuck are you? So yeah, as I said, that's part of the fun. It's kind of
laughed harder at that one than I did, I think, at any of the roach glitches from Witcher 3. Like, oh, that's amazing.
Oh my god, there's so many insane ones in there. Yeah, I remember. But Metal Gear is really, it's a cool experience overall. I think I would recommend that to anybody there is some pretty cool action going on as well. I don't know if you would appreciate it like as much as you did Deus Ex.
No.
Because it is kind of a combination of those elements. You can attack,
but not enough from what I've heard.
No, because usually, like recently, I tried to finish. Well, actually, I didn't try to finish. So I was discovered by accident. I mean, I wasn't being stealthy enough, if you know what I mean. And then the alarm went off, and they sent out search parties for me. And before I knew it, I just had to get my assault rifle out and. And then I noticed that it's almost impossible not to be. They almost always they like gang up on you, and because I play my missions stealthily, I don't prepare for the action. But you can prepare for the action. You can disable enemy reinforcements in certain ways, so that it gets easier if you start firing on everybody. So there are ways to play it like that. That's what I'm saying. And Deus Ex was kind of similar in that way. I mean, you could just go in right away, guns blazing. You had to do something stealthy first.
Well, I think I said this last week. My
thing
that I did was I would go through the vents, back into the computers, turn the turrets, and then get up and walk around when the screaming stopped.
You can do similar stuff in Metal Gear, except here it's more. Outdoor open world. There's the map is huge. I mean, the maps.
Yeah.
And so it gives you more options. I don't know. Maybe.
I have enough open world stuff in my life right now.
Maybe you can use your charms to convince Konami to send you a copy.
Huh. No, like I said, I have enough open world stuff in my life right now. Like, I still want to play Final Fantasy 14.
What about maybe there's something in the collector's edition that would
no,
spark your interest? No?
no.
No? But you haven't even checked maybe some life-size statue of Snake or something?
Don't care.
Oh, better yet, a real-life usable Fulton system.
No.
Come on, you can just send your kid to school or something and
no.
Or no, okay.
Don't care.
Fine. I did my best, Konami. Carrie she's not sold yet. Not sold on the idea.
No, I mean I still want to, play Witcher 3 sometime in my lifetime, and I want to finish Dragon Age Inquisition maybe this year. And right now I've been playing a crap ton of Mad Max, and even though I'm about to start writing my review, I want to go back to this game because there is so much of the open world that I want to complete. Mad Max is one of those. There's not this huge story to Mad Max, but the whole idea behind it, is that he's out there trying to survive in the wasteland, and in a way, that's all the story is, and that's all that it needs to be. And
yeah,
so,
I like the movie as well. Yeah.
So he, in order to survive, so he has to help these people, certain, strongholds against the warlords, and take down convoys and things like that. And it's all just a ton of fun. On Saturday night, I was playing a bunch of story missions, and I was like, okay, now I want to set some time aside to go do some side questing. I want to go take over this territory and do that. I'm going to do this, and this, and look up the clock. I was like, is it 12:30 at night? Holy shit, I got to go to bed. So, because and I've been playing the game since, 8. I had no idea that much time had gone, because that's just how much fun I have. It really hits that, for me, that Infamous vibe of having to clear out a territory, or Assassin's Creed having to take over everything and things like that. So it's really hit that well with me. But bringing in the car aspect to it brings in a different idea, a little bit of innovation. And what can I say? I have more fun harpooning people out of their cars, and I think I have had much else this year. So. I don't want to say too much more because my review is going to hopefully go up this week, but I will say that Mad Max, it's a ton of fun. If you like those kinds of games where it is open world, and you're just, trying to take over territory, like, let's see, Shadow of Mordor did it, Assassin's Creed does it, Infamous does it, Far Cry 4 did it, those kinds of things, then this might, scratch that itch.
And similarly to Metal Gear, it has its own dosage of bugs and glitches in it. And, it's an open world, it's a symptom of open world games. It's really hard to I don't blame the developers on that. Those are like massive games. Doesn't matter how much you test that thing, if you're under pressure to finish it. I'm amazed that they even managed to get them done the way they did.
I'm going to post a video of one glitch that I came across this weekend, but like what you had with Metal Gear, I never came across anything that was game breaking. Nothing has ruined my game. Nothing has made me start over. Nothing has made it crash.
Right. So, that's cool then.
Max has not fallen through the world. Little things. He hasn't walked through a pole and gotten stuck there.
I like how you formulate these. Max has not fallen through the world.
Yeah, he has not fallen through the world. So 10 out of 10 right there. There we go. Because I think that's the standard lately. If we don't have, game-breaking bugs, 10 out of 10.
Then people are right. Our jobs are easy. We just read the game.
Yeah, there you go. I don't do anything else. I just play games all day. Don't you know that? That's my job. I just play games all day.
I know you do. So basically what you do is just you turn Mad Max, you turn it on, and then you play something else, right?
Right. Yep, that's what I do all day. All day.
All day, every day. Even while you're writing the news, you're playing something else that you personally want to play, and you're not doing your job. You're just having fun all the time, and you get paid for it. That's luxury.
I'm
You're
playing a Steam
spoiled.
game right now. That's why I have dual monitor.
Yeah, I know. And you're playing something else, Forza maybe, just with your feet.
Just with my feet. That would be a feat. Ha ha! Pun!
Oh, pun! Yeah! Now we're on a roll. It would be a shame to end. Yeah.
That's probably a sign that we need to stop talking.
Yeah, before we go into we delve into the realms of awful humor. Come on.
And then we'll start, quoting from Airplane and Spaceballs, and Anyway, so
yeah, but we definitely should start doing that. That's I definitely think we should.
Okay, before we go down that road, we're going to close out. So to close out, we're going to, of course, appeal to you to please subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is going to have these weekly vidcasts of our Action Trippin' Balls vidcast. We're going to have unboxing videos of collector's editions. I have some delightful collector's editions coming in this fall. I'm going to be so broke, and yet I will love every single second of it. And then I'm working on games streaming. I'm going to do stuff through my Twitch channel and then bring it over to the YouTube. But in the meantime, any fun captures that we do, we're going to bring into our YouTube channel. Urosh has some pretty funny ones from Metal Gear. I have a couple of my sad attempts at driving in Mad Max. I'm going to post some more today with some bugs that I found. You can follow us on Twitter to get our thoughts. I'm at Crunchy Chocobo. Urosh is at Ure Vader, spelled U-R-E Vader. And then, of course, the site is action_trip, and we ask that you read actiontrip.com every day. We got news, we got videos, reviews, features.
I second everything you said, and it's been another fun vidcast. I hope our users enjoy this as much as we do, because frankly, I am enjoying myself. I must mention Destiny one more time, because I'm kidding. No. It's enough. For this week, no more Destiny. At least not talking about it or writing about it. I'll maybe write about it.
That's going to be back next week, though, because you're going to play Taken King, and we're going to blah, 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 blah. Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
yep.
Yeah. Well, with that, we are out. See you next week. Bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.